Content versus delivery. As speakers, we feel the fight between these two forces happen all the time. And I get the question quite often, what's more important, content or delivery? And the truth is, you kind of need both. I mean, it's not as circular as the old question of what came first, the chicken or the egg, but really you do need both elements to have a successful presentation. That being said, in my opinion, content will always beat out delivery. Have you ever seen someone, maybe a professor or a TED Talk or someone that was an expert, maybe not the greatest presenter in the world, but you loved what they said, what something they said inspired you or made you think or just amazed you? Content. Stephen Hawking's a good example. His voice is a computer voice, but I love to listen to Stephen Hawking talk. I've watched some of his documentaries and he's just intriguing. Why? Because his content is really, really good. So you have to build the content first. Well, how do you do that? If you're an expert in the field, it's really just a matter of gathering all your thoughts together and laying it out in a process that's logical and that the audience can understand. And that links to your learning objectives and what you want the audience to take away, and that's a whole other set of videos. But once you have that, then you can focus on the presentation skills, because a boring presentation with good content is never going to be as good as a content-filled presentation that's great on the material and also has entertaining presentation skills. And so you got to have both, but you have to start, in my opinion, with content, because if you don't have it, then all you're going to get is a bunch of tricks. You might sound really good, you might entertain them, you might make people laugh, but they're going to leave the auditorium thinking nothing about your presentation. They're not going to really have any takeaways. They're not going to really have anything they've learned. At best, you were just entertaining them. So if all you can do is just speak really cool, maybe you have a cool voice and you can speak like this and do a bunch of cool presentation tricks and just make things look flashy on stage, but you don't have any content, then you're no better than your run-of-the-mill magician. And I'm not talking about the great magicians like David Copperfield or Penn and Teller. I'm talking about sort of that hack, the guy that does birthday parties and does really, really mediocre tricks. I mean, without that, it's just, magic is just not that entertaining. Where'd that go? Anyways, when it comes to the debate, content versus presentation, start with the content first. Always build the content first, and at the same time, you can bring the presentation skills in afterwards. There's always creative ways of presenting material. You can work on that after the fact, but if you don't have any good content, your presentation is just not going to be worth people watching, and ultimately, if they don't want to watch it or they don't learn anything from it, it's not worth doing. If you like my public speaking tips, you can sign up at the website down here, which will every week will give you my weekly public speaking newsletter. You get one video, one audio lesson, and a bunch of resources on public speaking. So go to my website, go to the link, sign up for the newsletter, and until next time, keep speaking.